Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday, February 28th in the U.S. and March 1st in Australia, I'm assuming. Well,
Yes,
we'll get to that here a few minutes. Welcome, friends. Thanks for taking a little bit of your Sunday night. I looked in the comments earlier in the chat, and apparently we're doing this during some sort of race, which I don't understand that whole, why would anybody consider not being on here for some sort of motorcycle or car race. But
I mean, can't they record the race?
Yes, DVR.
It's priority, man.
You know, I don't understand why people like watching cars go round and round in circles. I was telling my wife this. I said, it doesn't seem to make sense. And she says, you hit a little white ball into a hole hundreds of yards away. So you shouldn't say anything. So, hey, welcome to everybody. I'd like to start by welcoming Paul from the Harley Roadshow.
Yay!
And all the folks that are joining us. And hey, Colin, how we doing in the chat? A lot of our regulars here.
A lot of our regulars are in, so thank you guys for jumping in. Ty from Tennessee, Dusty in the Wind, Robin the Lady Biker, Denny Thacker, Road Glide Rolling, PA Bearded Biker, Jackie Boy, how you doing, buddy? Ed's Biker Stuff. Jeff Rice, Ken Cord, N3 Pro, Dave. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and joining us tonight for this cool hour that we're about to have.
For sure. Well, hey, let's start with introductions. The man of the evening, Paul from the Harley Roadshow. Man, it's been a long time trying to get you on the show. Glad we were finally able to do it. Super glad you're here. Tell us about yourself, man. Introduce yourself and what do you ride?
I ride a 2010 Electric Glide Ultra Classic. I'm obviously from Australia, yeah, that's about it. I love getting out on the bike, get out as much as possible. We started the channel about 12 months ago now. You would have seen all the bushfires we had here in Australia. I would take it. So what we wanted to do is get out and try and get people to go back to those fire-affected areas because tourism is a really big thing in those areas. And so my wife and I thought, well, you know what, let's get out on the bike and let's show people that there's still good things to see in those areas, even though the fires have been through. And with fires in Australia too, the areas regenerate really quickly because it's a fire area, for time immemorial. So they regenerate really quickly. But we really want to get out there and show people that there's anybody can go and ride in places like the beach and film stuff because the beach always looks nice. But when you go to these small places and small country areas, people need to be creative. And I find by going on the back roads, there's always a really good story to be had in these little way out of the way places. So that's it in a nutshell. That's why we started, and that's why we keep doing it.
Awesome. I got a couple questions around that here tonight, so I look forward to you expanding on that a little bit. So
go for it,
Mr. HarleyDayRider. If you introduce yourself to the folks that don't know you, that fell off the planet.
Yeah, good evening, everybody, and welcome back once again. Welcome to Paul. If you're not watching Paul's channel, then you're not even watching YouTube. You're like, I don't even know what TubeU is, and you're not even on it because Paul is not. He's not a motovlogger, and I've commented, I've talked to him a few times. He is a storyteller, man. Just amazing stories of his journeys, and it's breathtaking. So, welcome, Paul.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. But I am HarleyDayRider. As you see, I shortened my name on the stream here to HDR because it was covering up my beautiful shirt. It was too far over, so that's why I had to shorten it. But I ride the 2018 Road Glide Ultra. Her name is blankety blank blank, and she's stuck in the garage and not allowed out until the weather kind of breaks. So that's what we're waiting on.
Wow.
Paul, welcome to the show, man. I dig your accent. I don't know. I love the Australian accent. It's so cool. I told Bob, as long as I can understand him, he starts talking gibberish. I'm like, what? What do you say? No, I mean, we've talked a couple times this week. So welcome aboard. My name is Colin. And yes, I just realized a couple people making fun of my haircut and why why am I not wearing my hat like I always do? So the hat is back on. I don't know what inspired me to actually forget to put my hat on. My name is Colin. I ride a 2017 Street Glide Special. I go by Broncoride on YouTube. And always, I'm very happy to be here. And as always, thank you, everybody in the side chat, for joining in tonight. We truly, truly appreciate it.
Awesome. And for those that don't know me, I am BoDean 52. Go by Bob. I'm your host for the next 55 minutes here. I ride a 2018 Ultra Limited that I actually rode today, and a 2000 Road King Classic. So, Paul, welcome. We're extremely excited to have you on. The format tonight is going to be normal. There's 3 questions that we'll have specifically for Paul, and then 3 or 4 additional questions for all of us. And then we will have a quick round robin, if you will, of questions to close out the evening. So again, Paul, welcome. Super glad you're here. Can we do a drink check before we get going?
Well, I'm actually at a work day, so I'm actually drinking water.
Yeah.
If it was any other day, I'd have a beer.
Yeah, because it is 10 o'clock in Australia. So if you are looking for the U.S. lottery numbers, HDR mentioned that earlier, Paul can get us for them. We can still go buy tickets, and we should win, right?
Time machine.
And let me know how
for a small fee.
That's all right. Well, Fat Tire here, Jack.
This is American Honey. Thanks for Jim for Bingo for calling me up and showing me that, and Fat Tire.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you're ready.
Colin's had a long day at work.
I've had a long day at work. I'm ready.
Wow, that is nice.
Double fisted, baby.
Triple fisted, right?
Fisted.
So, all right, Paul, we are going to start with you. And by the way, Paul is one of those guys like HDR. No questions. He does not know what they are.
Good deal, Paul. You're my man.
It's ridiculous, but he's the guest, so whatever. So, Colin and I know them. We've been studying them, looking up answers on Google. So, and I do have a question that's really going to screw up HDR.
Oh, wait. I got to get my Google open here.
All right. Let's start with you, Paul. Hey, tell us about your channel, your YouTube journey and what you want to do in 2021 when it comes to your channel, which is called The Harley Roadshow.
Correct. So if you're wondering how I came about with the name, obviously I ride a Harley. I've got a pinball machine at home because I collect memorabilia and stuff, and it's called the Roadshow, right? So I thought I was sitting there one day thinking, what am I going to call this channel? So I looked at the pinball machine and it had Roadshow written across. I thought, well, that's very apt. So that's how I got the Harley Roadshow. But the channel, I guess, Jack said it before. I'm not your traditional sort of moto vlogger, I guess. I really like telling a story and finding stories that are good to tell. I love just meeting people on the street and just having a chat to them. So that's sort of the way my channel sort of slanted. It's more like I suppose it's a travel channel with the motorbike. The motorbike is the vehicle to get around to where I go. So that's what the channel's about. We go to off the beaten track sort of places. We go to small towns. We find interesting places in those towns, and that's what I sort of film. I try and make it as interesting as possible. I try and put some decent music to it. To have a bit of fun, bit of joking around, that sort of stuff. So that's what it's about. YouTube for me. Honestly, I knew nothing about YouTube 12 months ago, only that I used to watch it for how-to videos or, just watching other motorcyclists go around, and that was interesting to me. So I knew nothing about editing. I knew nothing about filming. I didn't even know how to download footage from the GoPro onto anything. I still edit everything on my trusty phone, my iPhone. So all the stuff you see is all downloaded on my phone from my GoPro. It's all edited on there. I use a little app called Video Leap, which has got great tunes and everything in there. I use that app, and I've just bumbled and stumbled my way through
I was
ever
talking to
since.
Bob. Bob and I were talking earlier this week about your videos and how well you tell stories. So you actually do really good. And Bob, I want to make sure. I think in the description you have his link correct.
Absolutely.
So if you guys haven't checked him out, make sure you check out the Harley Roadshow because the link's in the description. But no, you do a good job, dude. I like how you use a lot of B-roll. I like some of the things you do. So well done.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in future questions because I think you're right on. And the thought of having to do that all from my phone, man, hats off to you because I'm not sure I got that game. So
what was the app called again? Live. When you said
Video Leap.
Link, Video
Leap.
Leap, Leap,
Leap.
Leap.
Yeah, Leap. Yeah.
Got it.
It's only in Australia though, Jack.
Oh, is that right?
I don't know. I just made that up.
I'm going to send you down under.
All right. Thanks, Paul. And hey, huge welcome. I know that, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit, that you're close to that big 1,000
Yes.
subscribers. I know that's not why we do this. We'll talk a little bit more about that and some questions too, but really excited to have you here. And you do have a super good channel. It's kind of what attracted me to not only watching your channel, but to reach out to you because you do a whole lot of different stuff that I think I know I can learn from. So, all right, we are going to go to the whole group as Jack takes a shot. By the way, who sips a shot? Did you see that? Can you replay that sip?
Rewind.
Can we rewind? What is that? Put your pinky out too. Oh my God. Hey, Paul, is there any chance that you could do this permanently, like every Monday morning at 10 o'clock?
Yeah, no worries at all. Happy to.
All right, we're gonna start with you on this one, Paul. How have you kept your channel active in the winter? Now, obviously, you have a suntan, so I'm assuming that it's not kind of winter there, but in our summertime, how do you keep the channel going, and what advice do you have for people that are going through that are actually content creators?
Look, I'm lucky where I am. We really don't get that much winter here. Like we might get down to a couple of days, you get a couple of cold days, but we pretty much ride year round. So, for me, it's for you guys, it's very tough. But having said that, I try and keep it through winter. Look, I did stuff like so I've got a pizza oven here at home, a wood-fired pizza oven. So I did a whole thing about how to make how a biker makes a pizza, and showed the ingredients and whacked it in the pizza oven and did all that sort of stuff. I did a how to make a DIY helmet rack. I did that. I talked about GoPros and how to get the best out of your GoPro and all that sort of stuff. I think you just got to be a little bit think outside the square, and you can keep it going, no problems at all. Like for you guys, I watch a lot of your upgrades and stuff. I did that during the winter time. I had a stage 2 put in. I did another video on my seat upgrade. I did a custom seat, which was good. I did another one on the Legend air suspension. I put Legend air suspension on. And so by the time I did all those, we were pretty much at the end of winter and back into the whole riding again. But we're a little bit lucky because we don't get as cold a weather as what you get.
Gotcha. HarleyDayRider, the grandfather of moto vlogs. How do you do it?
First, I think I want everybody to subscribe to my new channel. It is called Jack the Sipper. I'm watching the chat. They're like, Jack the Sipper. So there you go. See? So that is my new channel, Jack the Sipper. I will be sipping and riding down the road. That would be cool.
With your pinky.
Pinky. So how do you keep active in the wintertime? Well, first of all, many of you know that there's something called stacking. Myself and Bob are pretty good at it. Colin is not so much, but,
nope.
But it's when you're in November and you're at the final month of your riding season, you'll record about 25 videos and you just kind of put them on the shelf. So that's one way to stay active. And I've been accused of, and I said that today on the video, you're monetized, you have to stay active. That's not true. I just stay active to stay chatting with people is all it is. So The second part of that is garage videos. I recently had a lighting video I did with Custom Dynamics and put new sequential lighting on the windshield. So the garage videos keep you pretty active too and alive. So, but yeah, I think that's the big part, Bob. Good question. But yeah, that's how you stay active in the winter.
Hey, brother, by the way, the beard is like A+ now, man. It is just pretty sweet. So I had to make sure that everybody got a really good look at that, because that's going well. So
hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
So Colin, this is a question for, well, Paul, you have one as well too, right? You're not as white as Jack's.
No, well, I'm gonna say Jack's a very sexy looking man. Like, honesty, like
he's a hottie, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey Bob, wait. You can touch it this summer on the paddle boat. I'll let you reach over and you can, as we're holding our hands on that little paddle thing. Yeah.
Hey Jack, some people that follow us and in chat don't know the whole paddle boat joke. Maybe we should show that.
Hey, we'll do a video together this summer.
Hey, Paul, so you know, Jack thought that it would be good if we got in a little paddle boat together and made a video. I'm declining. He won't let it go. I'm going to get one of the cardboard cutouts of myself and put it in a paddle boat. And I saw a couple of them. Saw a couple of them for sale. I took a picture of them, sent them to Jack, and he's like, "Yeah." No, dude, it's just a joke.
I just wanted to see. I just wanted to see Bob's cute little legs pedaling the boat, like woohoo! You know.
I reckon you both do it in a mankini. That'd be interesting.
There you go.
Hey, I did not shave for 3 days just so I could try to be like HDR. So
there you go. There you go. It's coming in.
Colin, how about you? I know that.
I feel like a baby face, man.
Yeah, that's all right. Tomorrow morning's the office. I'm sure I'll be shaved in the morning.
I'll shave.
Quit shaving.
So, Colin, a little bit different for you. You don't stack videos. And I'll kind of talk about what I do, but you do still put out pretty consistent content. So
yeah, I mean, I'm not a.
You do.
I'm stacking videos is okay. I mean, it works for some folks, but I'm more. I've said this before in the streams. I'm more the type that if I have a video coming up, I'll film it that week and just kind of go to town with it. But you know, similar to what Jack said, it's cool to do some garage videos. You know, just get out there and talk about your bike. I know Bob, you've had a couple that you've done as well, and just talk about some new things. And I think, you know, I don't know if you shared it with everybody, Bob, but this first time you think you got out on the bike today, right? You got out on your bike today with your lovely bride, and that's awesome. So, I mean, all of a sudden, and you know, we're getting up back to the 50s, and that's a good thing. So we can start riding a little bit more. So like this week, it's been a little bit warmer. Unfortunately, it's been raining like crazy, but hopefully, like that weather turns and we can get back on the bike. But normally, honestly, if I have something, you know, that comes up, I'll walk around either the dealership, like I'll go to my local Harley dealership, or I'll do a garage video of, you know, maybe 1 or 2 moto vlogs. But yeah, I try to keep it at least consistent. Sometimes I think during the winter, you can't do every week. So it's like every other week, something like that. So like twice a month or 3 times a month. And that usually works well for me.
Sweet. Yeah. You know what? I'm a lot like Jack. I do stack videos, but normally I only have 5 or 6 stacked. So I don't have as much as Jack, and you know, I'm starting to find that it's difficult. I think Jack does a good job at never dating his videos. Other than it's January.
Hey, it's winter. But look, I know the leaves are changing,
and he's wearing fingerless gloves, but he does a really, really good job at that. And you know, Colin, you're right. To get through the winter, I did a couple videos on the bike. And to be honest with you, if I really cared only about subscribers, I'd probably never motovlog again, because they've done very, very well. So it's been a little bit of a surprise to me. And I think I'm going to talk about this a little later with Paul. And I think that's what's really good is he's got a really good variety. And I think I've gotten into the habit of just having all moto vlogs. So I'm trying to really change that up a little bit as we go forward this year, do something a little bit but different. So that would be my only advice is just kind of change it up a little bit. Right. So, all right. Paul, tell us, and this is kind of one of the things that Colin was talking about earlier, and it really got me watching your channel, is talk to me about your flow and strategy. And maybe there is none. Maybe this is all natural, but you have a way of not only showing music, but how beautiful Australia is, to being off the bike, to showing yourself. You know, I got to admit, I'm usually not a fan of somebody that doesn't have a mic close to them and is kind of, you do it, $1 Million BoDean does it. I didn't originally like that, but you work it in the flow to where it works for you. And I just want to know, is that strategy or is it just part of the storytelling for you?
It's just part of the story. Like, I like to be spontaneous. I have got a loud voice. My wife always says I've got a loud voice. Like, I've been in another life. I've been a singer in rock bands all my life, so I guess that's sort of been allowed me to be. It projects my voice, but honestly, I do everything on the fly. I don't plan anything. If I see a good story, bang, that's what I want to do. I want to do that story. If I see something interesting, I want to film that. So I have a loose plan when I set out on the bike of where I want to go. But even the last trip we did, I don't know if you saw any of that. We did a trip right around Victoria, and even on that, we didn't book any accommodation. We didn't book. We had no plan. All I know is I wanted to head northwest and just see what unfolded through there. And along the way, we found different. We found those the silo art trail, which in Australia have the big silos, and they put artwork up the whole side, and that's a really interesting story. And yeah, honestly, I do everything on the fly. I'm shocking. As far, obviously, being a muso, I value music to match the video, and sometimes, and I look at it a bit like sort of movie making. Like if you watch a really good movie, the reason that movie is really interesting a lot of the time is the soundtrack that goes with that movie. And the soundtrack can change the whole mood. So what I'll do is I'll maybe slow it down a little bit. I'll change the color grade, and then I'll bring the music, a bit more dramatic music into it, and that changes the whole mood of the video. And I think that is what creates interest in the video. So that's what I sort of do. That's and I mix that in with talking to the camera, talking to somebody else, and then just a bit of B-roll in there.
But you edit that all on your phone?
Yes.
With Video Leap.
Wow, that's crazy. That you can only get in Australia. I have to fly
only in Australia.
Only in Australia.
And hey, you know what? We're all content creators, and a lot of the folks that are in the comments or with us tonight are the same thing. If you haven't watched Paul's channel, do it, not only because of the content and you'll get to fall in love with him and his channel, but I always try to watch people and maybe grab something from what they do. Paul's one of those guys that you can grab something from what he does, and I think it'd be helpful. So it's good to know that. And by the way, Colin, I think that Jack is trying to figure out how he can ditch us, because how Paul thinks about a trip is exactly like Jack. I don't know where I'm going. I know I'm going northeast, and I'll figure it out when I get close, even if I have to sleep under a bridge. Colin,
we have 3 destinations this year, and nothing set in stone.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys live.
But you know what? That's what makes it exciting.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because and that's when stuff happens. If you let it happen, as it unfolds, all of a sudden it becomes interesting. You know what I mean? Like if something bad happens, or you can't get accommodation, well, all of a sudden that becomes a funny story. Like here we are, we're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and I can't find accommodation. Well, that's a good video, because everyone wants to say, what the hell? Or running out of petrol. I did one video where we actually, thank God, coming into town was downhill, because I had no fuel left, and we just coasted downhill the whole way, and into the service station and filled up. But that made it an interesting an interesting video, because everyone's going, is he going to get fuel? Is he going to get fuel? Is he going to get fuel? Oh, thank God he got fuel.
But by the way, does your wife ever say, when you're in one of those situations and it's bad, going, do you have to film this, Paul? Do we have to film this issue? Right?
No, look, Elaine and I are very, very similar. And I guess that's what, I've known Elaine since I was 17, right? We were both married before, but we ended up getting together in the end. But we think very, very similarly. grew up with all brothers, so she's a very blokey sort of girl. Nothing sort of either of us. Nothing really worries us. We're pretty chill, laid back people. So, and we just got to flow. And if you saw some of the stuff we did on the weekend, like I was talking about country boys before, you would know what I'm talking about. It was like whatever happens, happens.
Hey, Colin, do you think Australian people love our accents as much as we love theirs?
I don't know. I mean, are our accents boring to you?
Funny King, Paul. I could just listen to these folks for hours. Right?
Look, English accents, Australian accents.
By the way, Paul, thank you. Yes, Mrs. BoDean did ride with me today, first time since she broke her hip, and of course I vlogged it. Are you kidding me? So you'll be able to see that Friday. You'll be able to see that Friday night. Even though Jack gave me the you should only ride and get attuned with the bike again. And don't vlog.
No, we don't got time for that. Just
exactly. All right.
Also, I told Miss Station too. I said, I can't believe he has his wife on that damn bike today. She said, well, I said, if he hits gravel, he's just going to kill them both. Then his kids will have no parents. So.
I thought it was actually really poor form and not really good that he actually didn't feel it falling off the back of the truck when she broke her hip. Now that would have been a video.
Hey, you know what? I have to admit, I took 4 pictures. 1, I'm not going to show anybody.
5.
2, when she was on the ground. 1, them taking her up the hill of my yard, and 1 putting her in the ambulance. And there was a part of me that, as bad as I felt that she fell off the truck, and I probably should have found a way to stop that, I'm like, it's really bad that I'm taking a picture because I know I'm going to use this in my YouTube channel at some point. I'm a shitty person. So, all right. Hey, let's just to keep us going. And this is the question I know is going to fire up Jack. So we are first going to start with you, Paul. Lately, we have a great motovlog community. There's been a ton of folks that are saying, go subscribe and support this person's channel. What's your thoughts on that? Be honest.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest. I think you're on a hiding to nothing. Because at the end of the day, you can subscribe to as many channels as you like. Unless you're watching them, there's really no benefit. I would rather have somebody that finds me and watches my channel and thinks, geez, I really like this, and I know he's going to keep coming back and coming back. That's the person I want to watch my channel. I don't. I really don't see the whole subscribe to me and I'll subscribe to you. You know, I think maybe at the start everybody thinks, oh, I just want to get some subscribers going. But honestly, my advice is this: if you like the channel and you watch it, subscribe to it. Don't just subscribe to get a guy across the line, and not even to me. I know I'm near 1,000 subscribers. If you like my channel, by all means, subscribe. I would love you to subscribe. I'd love everybody to subscribe, but don't do it just to make me feel better. Yeah. I'm not in it for, like I said, my channel. I want to make a difference to people's lives, and I want people. I want people to come to Australia, and I wanted to see how good Australia is. I want to see the people in Australia to see how good Australia is.
Yeah,
and that's why I want people to subscribe.
Only our good friend to the channel, Pete's 1800, would say, support me.
I honestly do. I try and support as many channels as possible. If I see them and I see, this guy's really, look, it might be the best channel in the world, but if I can see they're having a crack, having a real red hot go, so having a crack here means really trying. I'm all about.
He said crack.
Yeah, I know. Crack over there is a bit different. So what I try and do is, if I've got any constructive advice or not, not criticism, but I'll say, look, I really like the way you did that. Like Big Bert, who I think is in the chat today, who's from Tasmania. Yeah, he just did a video. I think came out yesterday, and I watched it, and it was such an improvement on the stuff that he's been doing. And I just love seeing guys advance in their production, advance in the way they're doing stuff. He did a circumnavigation of Tasmania, but the way he explained it, he started talking about it while he's washing his bike. So it was like he was having a chat to me, like it was a one-on-one chat to somebody while he's washing his bike, right? And I thought, man, that's a great idea. That's an actually interesting way of doing it. That's the stuff I like.
Yeah. Jack, how about you?
Well, I know one thing that Paul was saying. It's called subscribe to subscribe. So, and I just watched a video recently on that. That's highly legal on YouTube. Like, I can't say, Bob, I'm going to subscribe to you. You subscribe to me. And then, Paul, I subscribe to you. You subscribe to me. And that's supposed to be illegal. You're not supposed to do that on YouTube. I don't know how they figured that out. But I think what Bob is referring to is what I talked to him about the other day is on Instagram. Why do people put all this? Please subscribe to Sally. She's got 3 subscribers and she's hot as hell. You should subscribe to her. Quit putting that shit in my Instagram feed. Don't do that. So what I do is I simply go in and I just unsubscribe to your Instagram. So now you didn't promote subscribers.
Oh.
You lost a subscriber. So crap on you, brother.
Oh,
But-
be nice.
Hey, Colin, is it wrong that I put this question in just to fire up Jack?
Angry Jack. Angry Jack is the best.
Angry Jack.
But isn't that the worst? It would be like, please go outside and look at the aliens. Look at the aliens. Look at the aliens. Look at the screw the aliens.
No, I think you read into this wrong, dude. So, like, and we know what we're talking about. There's been a lot of Instagram. I don't see it as much. I know, you talked about YouTube earlier, but more around the Instagram thing, we've seen a lot of people that have been promoting other channels. What's wrong with it? I mean, I think it's in a community that we have. I don't think there's any problem with kind of promoting. There's a lot of folks out there that, I mean, what do? We bring in guests every single week and we try to talk about them and try to make them better and get more involved with the community like we are doing with your channel today, Paul. I like sharing that stuff. I mean, I see where you're coming from, Jack. I understand. Can it be superfluous? Absolutely. But at the same time, that was a big word, superfluous. But at the same time, but at the same time, though, there's what's that?
Did your wife share that word with you today?
I looked it up in the dictionary today before I got on, so it sounds smart.
No, and to your
He's got it
effect,
written on his hand.
Superfluous.
To your rebuttal, Colin, I'd have to say that, like, Mr. G 1968 gives, those shout outs each week, and we expect that in his video.
Yeah.
But you're right. Don't fill up my Instagram feed with every YouTuber that you follow upon. I don't need to know them all. If I want to search them out, I'll find them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what really makes you mad is nobody promotes the 3 of us. I never see us in there. Please subscribe to Colin, Bob, or Jack. They don't do that.
You know what, Colin? I'll let you finish. This wasn't as much of sub to sub.
No, it wasn't.
Right.
No.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
No, but Paul brought that up, and I said that is highly illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah, sub for sub, I agree with you. I mean, I think it's just more somebody trying to promote other folks, and I think that's okay.
I think one a day is okay, but not 400. They're gone on Instagram, dude. Bye. It's like,
Jack.
I don't know. I don't need. One time, my own daughter was reposting all stuff on Facebook every freaking day. She was off my Facebook feed.
I'm just going to leave up Robin's comment. The rest of you know what? And I guess where I was going with this, and Jack, you and I kind of talked about the Instagram thing. First of all, I love this community, and I appreciate how people are trying to help each other.
Yeah.
I think, Paul, you said it. Dad and Mad said it. I want to expose people to you because I think their channel and they are good people. If you decide to subscribe to them, that's on you. Don't subscribe because I send you over. I'd love Paul to walk out of here with 25 more subs and be at 1,000. My suggestion would be go check out his channel, watch a couple of his videos, and you'll subscribe on your own, right? And I guess that's what got me to ask this question. Jack, I agree that it can be a lot. I think though the person is ultimately trying to help people. I just think you could do it probably in a different way.
I think what also happens is this, especially on Instagram, is if somebody says it for somebody, then they'll go, well, I better reciprocate for them, and then they will do it. So, and it organically starts to form this wave that everybody tries to support each other so they don't feel bad for leaving somebody out.
Yeah,
I think that's probably what happens. But yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, Bob. I think I think I like promoting guys. If I see somebody that's really good, I'll suggest, listen, have a look at this guy. He's actually good. And like you said, Bob, whether they subscribe, that's up to them.
Exactly.
You know, and it's funny. It's funny you bring up, but this particular guy was doing 20 a day. It's like, dude, do you have a job? Like, go get a job and go work, you know, for your money instead of sitting at home watching YouTube. Like,
but I don't think that's wrong.
20 a day?
In my
20
opinion,
a day?
I think it was more of just him trying to promote other folks on Instagram. Yes,
or himself.
I get what you're coming from. I see it. I think yes, is it excessive? Yeah, but at the same time, I think the end of the day, he was trying to help. But I understand. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but just like Bob said, here. But just like Bob said here tonight, we were promoting Paul. Wonder if we sat and we talked to Paul and talked about 40 other YouTube people that we just happened to fall upon. It wouldn't be right. You know what I mean? Our viewers are coming to see us and see Paul. They want to meet this guy, one guy.
I just want to know by the folks that are in the comments, is it wrong that I made this question just because I knew it would fire Jack up or not? That's
here's my new policy. I need to quit talking to you through the week.
But Bob, think about this. I mean, Jack, I appreciate you being honest. I think that's cool. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not going to bullshit us and give the correct answer. You and I have obviously different opinions on this, and that's okay. I mean, we're all friends, and it's all about helping each other. But there's nothing wrong with your opinion.
Yeah, and I think the reason people do it is true, and I respect and like that. Right. And Jack, I would say the same thing with people that watch. I'll throw an Instagram post out one a day or one every 2 days.
You throw like 30 a day, man.
And if it bothers,
I know he does 30 a day.
If it bothers,
look, it's my bike.
If it bothers people, you know what? I would suggest you unfollow me. I'm good with that. Right. I get it. It's not for everybody. So now that we're trying to get Jack's blood pressure down, we'll move on. Paul, you know, we're a bunch of American blokes. I love that word too. Motorbiking blokes is what I'm going to use all day at the office tomorrow. Your country looks amazing. And I'll be honest, I don't know enough about Australia. I just wanted to give you the chance to talk about, man, what do you love about your country? What is it that you, and you know, crap goes on everywhere, but what is it that you really, really gets you deep that you love?
Big thing in Australia is what we call mateship, right? So mates here are almost outweigh your wife, if you know what I mean. So mateship is one thing. I love the fact that everybody will give everybody a hand here. I love it that you know, it's a safe place. It's you know, you can go anywhere in Australia and you feel, you know, relatively safe. There's so many nice places to visit in Australia. It's just a beautiful, you know, you've got mountains with snow. It looks very similar to the States, to be honest. I was in the States a couple of years ago, so it's very similar. But you know, you'll find that everybody's very, very laid back here. Nothing's too much trouble. Everybody, you know, to give an example, you know, I broke down onto the side of the road. A bloke came past. Can I give you a hand, brother? Yeah. He just gave me the keys to his workshop. He wasn't even home. I went back to his workshop, took all the stuff out, came back, fixed the trailer, went back, dropped stuff off. Never heard from him again. I'd like to slab a beer for him. But that's the sort of thing. And I try and get that across in the videos as well. Like, you know, again, a couple of weeks ago, we bumped into some people on the side of the road. They were sort of in the late 70s, early 80s. They were still riding motorbikes. I chatted to them for a good hour. The good thing about Australia is everybody's willing to give everybody a figure. That's what I love about Australia. And look, if you came here, you'll find the same thing. You know, everybody's willing to give everybody a crack as long as they crack. I'll use that word again. Everybody's willing to give everybody a.
You said crack
again.
What does that mean? Does that mean like a fair shake? If I say
yeah. Yeah, that's if you're a good bloke. If you're a good bloke in Australia, it doesn't matter if you're a freaking CEO of a company or a cleaner, mate. If you're on a bike or you're out at a barbecue, people talk to you the same way, and I think that's what I love about Australia. It's just a very easy place to live.
Super cool. Colin, before we go on, any big questions that are sticking out?
Paul, this is specifically for you. With HDAV Traveler asked, what part of Australia do you live?
So I'm in Melbourne, which is southern part of Australia. So you've got the map of Australia, and then at the bottom you've got Tasmania. So Tasmania is separated. So I'm just above Tasmania in Melbourne. So Melbourne is the second highest population in Australia. You've got Sydney, which is a little bit bigger, but Australia is the most populated. We're aside from Tasmania, we're the smallest state. But here you've got stuff like within 2 hours from home, I've got mountains with snow on them. I've got literally 20 minutes from my place is the beach. You've got desert about 4 hours from here. You've got coastline. You've got the whole box and dice. You've got trout fishing, lake fishing, ocean fishing. You name it, you can do everything in the one country. We're the sporting capital of Australia, so we've got Aussie rules football here. We've got cricket, baseball, basketball, netball, soccer,
football,
motor racing. Football. We've got American football here. So you've got everything here. You've got massive cafe culture, restaurants, theatre, plays. It's just a great place.
I mean, it kind of alludes to Danny. Denny Thacker asked, "What about Australia would make us want to jump on a plane and go there?" You just kind of answered that. Bob and Jack, do you think our wives would mind if we just said drop them for this upcoming vacation? We go to Australia because
only if I can actually see a live Tasmanian devil.
Yes. Yeah.
I said we do that instead.
Yes.
You know, it's kind of cool, Paul. I mean, you talk about your country kind of like how I talk about our country, right? And it's and everybody has challenges, right? But just to kind of hear you talk about the excitement and just kind of roll off your tongue, I appreciate that. And no matter what the challenges are, you got good people. We have great people, and all just got to be a little freaking nicer to each other, right? So,
yeah,
all right,
100%. 100%.
Good, man.
Yeah. All right.
It's only about 10% of the population that muck it up for everybody else.
Exactly. We forget that sometimes, don't we? So, what, Paul, is your favorite type of content? I mean, whether it's on the bike, moto vlogging, repairs,
I love doing long road trips, visiting, fantastic places, great scenery, and within that, finding really good stories to tell about that place. That's what I love doing. Basically, like I said, we're really a travel channel that uses a motorbike to get around. That's what we are.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jack, how about you?
I think mine would be about the same length of that is the road trips, which I talked to you earlier today. We're going to change those up, and I think they're going to come out as a series instead of posting every night at the hotel, because it's not really fair to Mrs. HDR when I go to the hotel and I'm like, I got to dump the video and got to get this compressed, got to get this uploaded. And so it posts for the next morning. So I think we're going to come back home, make it a series. But outside that is the demo rides. I mean, I love doing demo rides, and I've learned from people's responses that I am not a motorcycle mechanic and I don't know about the engine displacement and all this crap. So I just tell you how I like it, how it feels. But I really like creating that kind of content.
Colin?
I enjoy my pole dancing videos. I do.
Those are nice.
Those are my favorite by far. Take me off the full screen.
I'm going to catch up on them.
Look at that pole dancing. Look at that pole dancing face.
Take me off the full screen now.
Hey, you know what, dude? Watching you giggle while we were screwing with Jack, that's full screen shit. I was going to leave that on the whole time.
Get that off there. So honestly, I mean, similar. I mean, I love doing the trips. The install videos are honestly kind of boring. I mean, it's educational and it's helpful, but I love doing the rides that we do, whether with you guys or just other folks, getting out there and showing everybody what it's all about, like the different areas around the United States that we can visit and having fun and cutting up. Those are my favorite by far.
Yeah, it's funny, and Colin, you and I and Jack have talked about, I've done a couple winter garage videos and they've done so well, but man, they take a lot of time.
You're a pain in the ass.
You're a pain in the butt. And I had much more fun today riding with my bride for an hour and making a moto vlog that'll probably have less than half of the views that it had before, but I don't care, right? And I'm with you. The time the three of us rode, or the time Jack, that us and our wives rode, those are really the fun ones. So I'm gonna let everybody see this for 1 second, and then I'm just gonna I'm gonna let this one go.
We've actually witnessed that in the hotel room. It's kind of scary.
So we are.
It really depends on where you put the padding now. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, we are definitely. That's a question for next week for sure.
HGAV Traveler, man.
So, hey, so I did a survey on my YouTube page last week. About 120 people answered, which is, what's the one thing you watch on YouTube? Bunch of different answers. I had like 5. The personality of the person, to learn something, entertainment. And it was so broke up into percentages that it wasn't even close. So, and it's hard to decide when you click that TV on, what's it for? And you hit the YouTube app. Paul, how about you? What's the one thing? You only get one.
100% entertainment.
Got it.
Entertainment.
Got it.
For me, it's if you grab me in the first 30 seconds, I'm there.
Amen. Amen. Jack, how about you?
I would say entertainment.
Yeah.
Entertainment by far.
Well, that wasn't a very good question if it's going to be the same. I'm with you guys. Are you entertaining me? Yeah, I get on to watch, how do you install this if I'm not positive? But
we do.
At the end of the day, it's like taking cable out of the equation and just watching YouTube, right? And getting entertained. So, all right, you guys ready for rapid fires?
Yes.
All right. This is world stuff here, this first question. This is important, so think through this. Grilled cheese or peanut butter and jelly?
Grilled cheese.
Ooh. No ham or anything on it, just the cheese, right?
I'm happy with that. I'm allergic to peanut butter to peanuts anyway, so that takes me right out of the equation.
Yeah.
Grilled American cheese.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't like the Swiss people or what?
I love the Swiss people, Bob. Why are you trying to eliminate the Swiss people from my channel, Bob?
It makes you feel better. I'm not a Swiss cheese guy either.
Yeah, it's got holes. I mean,
what's wrong with both of you?
I love
What's
blue.
wrong?
I could eat that molded penicillin laced blue cheese all day long. That's the best. I actually make grilled cheese with blue cheese. You ever tried that? Blue cheese, grilled cheese?
No, nobody on this earth other than you.
I don't eat moldy cheese, dude.
Oh, it's the best.
Really?
So to answer your question, grilled cheese, sometimes I'll throw some ham in there and bacon, to up my cholesterol a little bit. But yeah, it's really tasty.
Grilled ham and cheese for sure. All right. Simple answer, because we could talk hours for this. Pan America, yes or no? Yay or nay?
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely 100% yes. And I'm highly interested in this.
Hell yeah. And I got to say this, and I promised Colin I wasn't going to stop here, but it's amazing. All the Harley bashers have gone undercover. It's amazing, isn't it? All right. Wait until first rain to ride after a snow event. So once winter has stopped, you think, when are you going out on the bike?
You don't want to get salt on your bike, do you?
You're out of turn. Yeah, and the answer is yes. Paul, how about you?
Well, for me, we don't get snow, but so for me, it's
How
I
aren't
ride
you
straight away.
special?
I just hope it snows in Australia tomorrow.
Yeah, you get freaking 10 inches.
It was actually, can I tell a quick story? Because it's actually funny, because when these guys spoke to me yesterday, I was up in Echuca, and they said, "Oh, what's it like there today?" And I said, "I'll show you." I walked outside; it was 35 degrees. It was blue sky and swimming pools, and they've gone, "Oh, you suck."
And yeah, that was freaking funny as hell, really. It was nice out there. I knew when we got you on camera and you had a sunburn that you were having a little better day than we were. So
yes.
Jack, how about you?
Hold on, I'm typing.
Focus.
Okay. Anyway. So to Collins, and this this is more upsetting to me than the whole subscriber thing, because
What I do?
people always say this. You ride after a you ride in wintertime, you got to wait for major rains. The other day I told Be the Rider PA, we were texting back and forth. She goes, I got to wait for major rain. I just text back. I said, chicken. It's like, first of all, don't take the corners so hot. And Colin said, well, what about the salt? I drive my cars all winter long, dude. They get salt all over them. I hose them off. I told Bob that the other day, but I did a video in that last winter. Honestly, the motorcycle is a machine. I mean, when it rusts out, and by the time it rusts out, I'll be dead and gone. That bike will never rust out. So I don't believe in the whole salt thing. So yeah, I don't need a big rain. It's been raining here for 3 days, so I mean, it kind of worked out for me that way this year. But I don't need a big rain.
Colin, how about you?
Angry Jack.
It's not Angry Jack. I'm just kind of replying. I'm making a rebuttal to the question.
No, I agree with you on the, some aspects of that. No, I mean, I'd prefer, because they put that brine crap down. And
I prefer.
And, and you get the salt on there, and salt's a pain in the ass, and you got to wash it when you get home. So, because salt's not friendly to certain parts of the bike. So I prefer to wait till that washes off before I get it. But on the same aspect though, Jack, I know where you're coming from on that. Just get out and ride, and then if you want to wash it, then wash it off.
Last Sunday we were talking. You told me about this product to get the white stuff off my back rim.
Yeah,
that is absolutely 100% from salt from last year. It put that white film around the whole rim. I have to get that off there somehow.
So I will tell you that my take is, and I know salt does damage your motorcycle.
It damages everything, right?
It does. And by the way, come to Michigan and see all the rusted out cars, and you will learn real quick.
Yep.
That said, I like you, Jack. I rode today. It has rained the last couple of days, so the roads were pretty good. I actually rode it in my truck, the same route I was going to go, because I wanted to see what the roads look like. But I did definitely want to make sure that I got all that stuff off there when I got home. The problem is sometimes you can't get it all off there, but I'm not going to live afraid to go out and ride when it's a super nice day and it's been 4 months. So today I rode.
And if you have rusted out cars in Michigan with no bumpers and the fenders falling off, take it to Ohio, because that's like buying a brand new car in Ohio. We live close to Ohio. You go down there, there's no fenders, there's no bumpers, there's bungee cords hanging on the trunk.
Get off the full screen.
It's funny. That's like a new car in Ohio.
All right.
Ohio, man.
Now this is
Ohio.
By the way, all the folks that do not subscribe to Paul, Colin, or myself that are from Ohio, we'd love to have you join the family as you exit from HDR's channel. So,
what did you say? Wait, what?
What is the one thing you can't deliver on for your wife, and you got to keep it clean?
She wants to live in an apartment in the city, and it ain't happening.
That's a no-go?
That's a no-go. I can't stand the city. She loves the city. We're like Green Acres. Remember that show Green Acres with Jar Jar Ball?
I still watch it. It's a good show.
Man, she loves the city, and I can't stand it. So that's one thing she wants, and one thing that will never ever happen. It ain't happening.
HDR, I know you're going to probably pass at this question because Mrs. HDR will make sure that she gets it. But I know there's something. What does she want that you can't deliver on, dude?
She maybe a younger man.
Get me off full screen.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you what. Colin, how about you, man?
My wife wants to decorate this entire house, and I feel bad because I like give her a lot of grief for it, but she's getting into this gnome stage.
Oh my God.
Getting in, I think she's over the top.
No, she's already there. Hold on. So, like, everywhere throughout the entire house, we have these effers right here. And we have, now listen, this is a St. Patty's Day gnome, but she has them for every season. I mean, she's got them for Valentine's, Christmas, freaking Easter, 4th of July. I'm sure there's one for Passover. I mean, I could think of any holiday, and she's got a gnome for it. And Bob's like pissed off because my wife got her into gnomes. And I'm like telling her I don't want to deal with any more gnomes. So like, Bob, I know you, because Bob will freaking text me and say, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you, because all she talks about is gnomes now, your wife, right?
Yes. I hate you.
That looks like something I watched on the 1970s nudist channel once.
No, but look, all kidding aside, Colin has, and there's nothing wrong with this if you happen to be a gnome freak, but they have 50 of them in their house. I thought that I think that was kind of funny. Now my wife starts buying little gnomes. As a matter of fact, my daughter was in a store in Chicago, and she took a picture of like 50 gnomes and sent it to me and my wife. Guess what? Sitting next to my fireplace now. Little bit. Look, its legs go up and shit. It's like, oh my.
I think I've seen a movie once where the gnomes come alive and they
I'm sorry, dude.
Hey, I think I've seen once. There's a movie that the gnomes come alive.
Dude, I'm sorry.
They're all haunted.
Dude, I'll tell you what, when we get together on vacation, I will not pay for any beer if you're there, because I figured you owe that to me. So, all right, guys. Hey, let's whiz through these next 4 or 5 real quick. Product reviews. Are you seeing more opportunity for those, Paul, on your channel as a creator?
Yeah, I am. I actually, I was talking to a mate of mine who owns a repair shop, and he's going the track of doing more sort of upgrades and stuff. And he asked me if I could film a few of them. So yeah, I will do a few of them. It'll be probably a midweek video. It's sort of away from what I sort of do, but that's what I'm going to do this year. Some bike builds, that sort of stuff.
Cool.
Awesome. Hey, by the way, just real quick, for me, my wife she grew up in the country. Actually, she grew up down by you, Colin. No, not those. We're going to take those to the firing range. She wants a close line in the yard. I don't know why, but I can't deliver on that. So
wait until you lay on them.
I can hook you up.
Yeah.
I can put one out there. It's just not.
Wait till you lay on the sheet that's been hung on a line, man. It's just amazing.
But that's why they have dryers.
That's what she would. That's why you got dryers. Yeah, come on. How about you, HDR? What do you see more opportunities as a creator?
I'm like you guys. I get emails weekly from companies that say, "Hey, look at my product," and But what I tell them is, and Bob, we talked about this. I don't want to take a product because I don't need the product, right? And I don't want to take something that I don't believe in. So what I do tell these companies, if I make a review and your product absolutely sucks, and I say it's horrible, you just have to deal with that. And if they're not agreeable to that, because a lot of these places are like, we want you to say it's great. Nah, I'm not that way.
No way, right?
Right.
How about you, Mr. Custom Dynamics?
I mean, yes, it might seem more opportunity. I mean, Jack, what we were just saying, I mean, I think we all get emails, and a lot of creators do.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And honestly, I'm only gonna. I think I did a video this several months back about, are my reviews biased because I do something? No, I'm very honest with mine, and when I look at something, and is it something I would honestly buy? Right. I mean, like, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit people. Excuse me for swearing, Bob, but just for
it's Bob's channel. Go ahead.
Yeah. So F you. So anyway, I mean, so it's like when I see these, when I turn me off full screen, please. When I see
somebody gets that full screen, he has such a cute little face, no hair.
And no hair, little baby face. So are there more opportunities as a creator? Absolutely. But at the same time, you've got to not succumb to like every single company, because, the ones sometimes you get, it's just cheap crap.
Yeah.
So you got to look at it and say, would I buy this for myself? And if I'm going to put it on YouTube, would I promote it? And would I stand behind it? And that's kind of like whenever I do videos for companies, I look at it as like, would I personally buy this for my bike? And absolutely, if I would, then of course I would do a video on it. So it's, and you guys know this, I'm a big believer in that company.
Yeah.
I mean, even though my bike's lit up like freaking Christmas, but great product. Yeah. So I'm gonna stand behind it and I'm gonna promote it.
The only street glide in the world that needs 2 batteries, because you have
2 batteries and a generator.
You know what? I would tell you, I'm like you guys. We have a lot of people that kind of reach out, and it's a compliment, right? At the end of the day, when you push a product, and I did a review on some gloves a month or so ago that I had ridden in for 4 or 5 months. And I did it because I love them, and a lot of people ordered them, and a lot of people sent me a note saying they like them. And this company is sending me a whole lot of stuff, but I said, look, at the end of the day, I'm not doing a review on these until maybe July or August. And just so we're clear, if it's not good, it's not good. And they were just like, absolutely. And one of the reasons that I like dealing with them is because these guys are riders and they just want to get stuff out to us. And if it's crappy, they want to know about it. So, and I know Colin Custom Dynamics is a perfect example that supports a lot of us. So we'll do some videos for them. But not only are they great people, they have great products that we want our friends and brothers and sisters to be able to have, right?
Because you're not going to put crap out that you don't believe in, right? I mean, if something sucks, you're not going to sit here and promote it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like the company you're talking about, was it Corsich or something like that?
Cortac, yeah.
You turned me on to them, and I kind of looked at, I don't know, several people bought the gloves from me. I'm like, hey, even though that company is not really tailored towards like our market, so to speak, it's more sport bike riders, adventure, like that type stuff, which might help in the future for me, by the way, just a little foreshadowing. But starting to look at it, they have really good prices. And like, if you, even though I know you personally, but like even on YouTube, like I trust people that I know, like riders. Like, so if somebody gets out and says it and you could tell they're being genuine, I'm gonna say, you know what, that's a good product. They're not doing it just to get views or anything. So I look at it as like, hey, is this guy really credible, or woman, whatever you want to call it? So so to answer your question, yeah, absolutely, there's an opportunity, but we want to do it the right way.
Amen.
But Bob brought up too about Custom Dynamics. The one reason I support them and they support me and I support their products is not only, like Colin said, they have great products. There is nobody that's dealt with Custom Dynamics say their product support sucks, man. You call them, they don't get back. You call them and they will send you out a replacement like the next day.
Yeah.
They want your bike to be lit. When you say it's custom, they want it to all be working, and they are amazing support personnel.
So Paul, imagine for a moment that it snowed a foot in Australia. And a lot of us, me included, I have a snowblower that's in my garage and I put it in a barn when it's summertime. So it's not in there close to the bikes, assuming it snowed in Australia. Do you think putting it away for the year is a kiss of death, meaning that the next couple of days it'll snow like a foot, which is what I'm worried about?
I would say it's a guarantee, because I know that every time I wash my car or wash the bike,
it's going to rain.
It'll rain the next. Guarantee it's going to rain, and not only will it rain, some idiot will drop half a load of soil on the road on the way wherever I've got to go, and I've got crap all over my car or bike in the first 10 minutes. That is a guarantee.
Yeah. Jack, how about you?
It's absolutely kiss of death.
Well, I went out after the first big snow with Mrs. Asher. We got a new driveway. It's about half of a football field length. And we went out to buy a new snowblower because we never needed one before. And we went out and was looking around and we talked about it. She goes, you know what? It's probably not going to snow anymore this year. Let's just buy a nice shovel and a salt spreader because that's all we're going to need. So that is currently what we have. I've currently shoveled my entire driveway out at least 8 times this season. So, but I am so thankful, Bob, to put that thing away and just or throw it over the hillside somewhere. So I agree with you.
Hey, Ginger. We talked about Ginger last week. She's got an amazing channel. You will get those, and it is so important, like you said, to do it right for sure.
Yes.
So, Colin, how about you?
I mean, it's still in my garage, but I haven't used it yet. And my driveway blows. It's like a ski jump, so it like goes straight down. But I don't live in Pennsylvania or Ohio, so Michigan, where you guys are getting a ton of snow. But if it does, I keep it in the garage. I don't put it away quite yet.
Yeah,
Rhode Island doesn't get much snow, huh?
It's not Rhode Island. I live in Maryland. You should know that. But no, I mean I don't. Honestly, I've only used a snowblower once every 3 years, the last 2 years. Yeah. But it also helps having a neighbor that has a snowplow.
Yeah.
So he just like comes up and does it. I'm like, oh, cool, right on.
Perfect. My neighbor has one too, and he only does the single women's driveways. Like he won't come do mine,
That's a sign.
That is a sign.
Hey, that is great. By the way, I'm keeping my snowblower in the garage until it's 90 out, just because it'll snow again. So, hey guys, thanks a lot. Paul, you've been awesome, dude. Like I said, I encourage people to check out your channel because they'll become subscribers and want to see you more regularly. But any final thoughts that you can share with us? And I hope you had a good time tonight.
Mate, I had a ball. Honestly, I'd love to talk to you, more often because I love talking about all this sort of stuff. I love talking about Australia. Obviously, like I said, I went to the States a couple of years ago. Loved it over there, and I would have liked to have been there this year, but obviously, last year, but obviously we couldn't get there. Look, I honestly really appreciate you having me on. Thanks to all the people in the side chat for coming on as well and having to listen to some stupid bloke from Australia. Look, really appreciate all you guys. Like I said, I watch your channels and I hope everybody on there gets something out of it. And as I've said to everybody, if you want anything or you need anything or you want to ask me a question, just shoot me a message. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and all the other stuff, or even on YouTube, just shoot me a message. I'm happy to help out. And if you ever come to Australia, make sure you give me a shout out because I'm happy to show you around.
It's awful cold here, so make sure that guest room is ready for us if you don't mind. So
absolutely, mate. I got spare bedroom here. I got everything.
I would love to go out there. I really would.
Awesome, Jack. How about you?
Hey, once again, Paul, thank you very much. Again, if you're not watching his channel, he's not called the Harley Motovlog channel. He's called the Harley Roadshow because this man produces shows. I mean, top quality. Honestly, Paul, I would say you're exactly right. Travel documentaries is what he produces. So It's not a motovlog channel. It's something totally different, totally worth the effort. Go subscribe to this gentleman. So, but thank you for being with us. I'm glad you accepted. Thanks for his lottery numbers. They did hit. I am now worth $22 million. So I'm buying everybody a Pan America just to stay. But yeah, thank you so much. And thanks to everybody in the side chat. You folks are why we do this. If you didn't show up, we'd be talking to ourselves and we talk to each other all week anyway, so much that it really upsets our wives. Like, you guys have like bro lovers or something. It's like, yeah, we are what we are. So somebody tonight called us the little rascals. Maybe we did. Buy buckwheat, buy Spanky.
We call it bromance, brother. So
romances.
Colin.
Paul, crack boy, we appreciate you coming by tonight. We really do. So, as an anonymous biker just said, hey, he said crack. No, thank you, sir. We really appreciate it. It was good getting to know you this week and talking to you, and hopefully everybody checks out your channel and shows how good you are on YouTube, and we look forward to seeing your success. Bob, Jack, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Honestly, for me, it's like I said before, it's about. I love meeting all you guys. That's for me. That's what's fantastic about YouTube. It's meeting all these great people on here, and I really don't give a bugger about all the other stuff. It just if it happens, it happens. But this for me is what it's all about. I love this stuff.
Right on. Totally. You're very, very true. Great people in the community as always. Thank you guys for everybody in the side chat. We had a great showing tonight, and we truly appreciate everybody who comes in, week out, and supports the channel and talking among yourself. That's what it's all about, guys. So Jack and Bob, as always, my friends, great job, Bob, with the show. I appreciate it. Take care, guys.
Paul, thanks, brother. You're a quality channel, but a better man. So appreciate you being on, and thanks. Stay with us a few minutes if you can, so we can have a little shot before we all go to bed, as Jack tells us we now have to have. But thanks everybody for popping in. And Jack, you are running the show next week.
Yes, I am.
On your channel. So, yes. Jack, look for that next Sunday. And if you do not follow HDR's morning coffee, 8 a.m. at 8 o'clock, you should be. So
Saturday morning, 8 a.m.
Thanks, everybody. Be safe out there. Check on a friend, and we'll see you next week.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.